One of the most difficult challenges I've had in setting up a welding shop is the fact that I live in a 55 plus community, and they're not accustomed to uh, having somebody next door who's a welder. So this slideshow that's coming up um, sort of walks you through that. And also there's a safety message. Every welding video I've seen starts out with a disclaimer about using all the proper safety equipment. But that doesn't keep me from being stupid. So you'll see the results of that. And if that's not warning enough to use all your safety gear, then hey, you're a lost cause, as probably I am. At the very end of this is a snapshot of a little microcomputer that I put together recently. And I put that in there to sort of tie back to the intro where I talked about how much computer hardware has progressed since 1982. The computer I worked on in 1982 had 230 megabytes of hard drive. It was in 16-inch platters, required 220 volts to run. It was an 8-bit processor, single processor, whereas now you got 64-bit and multiple processors. The memory, the RAM memory, if I'm not mistaken, was 128 KB. Whereas this little microcomputer that I'm showing in the slideshow is about maybe 1 million times faster. And it has 32 gigabytes in a little USB card that's plugged in the side, built-in Wi-Fi, just stuff that we couldn't even have dreamed of in 1982. So anyway, that's why I'm welding now. If you like where all this is going, please subscribe. Thank you. As far as creating a welding shop in a 55 plus community, unfortunately, the story is not over. I'm getting notices from the HOA to clean up my act without them specifying what that actually means. But at any rate, the latest thing was I had to cover all my equipment when I wasn't using it. Not such a big deal, but it's a lot to cover up at the end of each session. So, but on the other hand, it's a great community. It's like living in a resort. I guess you can't have everything to suit you. But at any rate, hopefully I'm going to get all that resolved. Otherwise, I'm going to have to move my welding shop indoors. I do have an area I could do that, but it would require making it fireproof. and putting in an adequate ventilation system. So it would cost me several $1,000s to do that. And it doesn't have quite as much space as I have now. I did find a source for buying steel, but they deliver it in 24 or 20-foot lengths and plate in roughly 8 by 4 foot sections. So, of course, I can pay to have them cut it, which I would have to do if I moved inside for sure. Right now, when they deliver it, I cut it. I move those movable lattice work out, and then cut it, put it up into the metal rack that I built, and then move the things back. But I hesitate to call that much attention to my activities, if at all possible. So that's still up in the air. I'm fortunate in that right now I have enough steel on hand to build anything I can think of. Got a pretty big inventory. Unfortunately, bought a lot of it before the prices went so sky high. So I would have lucked out there. Again, let me remind you to subscribe if you want to continue seeing these. Thank you.